let's jump right into it. 3 ways to stay motivated during immigration. Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelise Travels, and on this channel we talk about immigration adventures, travel adventures. My family and I moved from Trinidad and Tobago to Canada 2 years ago and some months and I moved with my husband and my 2 young kids, and I just talk about like the settling process and all of the adventures, the up and down roller coaster adventures about making that huge transition. Also, please like and subscribe to this channel for more information like this. Go binge watch all of my videos from before, and also go follow me on Instagram. I've put the link down in the description as well. So let's jump right into it. 3 ways to stay motivated during immigration. So I typically talk about what happens after landing, but it's really important to know this journey leading up to landing is a really stressful one as well. Like, I remember my application process. Everyone just wants to drive as soon as I'm talking. I remember my application process. It was not easy. There were many times when I doubted if I would even get through. I felt like it was a never-ending process. I applied to Express Entry, which typically takes a while. For me, it took a year and a half from the beginning to the end, where we actually like got back our passports and were able to travel, a year and a half. And within this time, I lost hope many times. It was just it's super hard to stay motivated throughout the process, and it's daunting. That's what it is. It's daunting. It's like an emotional roller coaster. So I've decided to put together 3 ways in which you can stay motivated throughout your immigration journey. Way number 1, actually this is my most useful tip, and that is don't tell anyone. Sis, don't tell anyone. Keep it to yourself. Only tell persons who need to know. So I remember when I initially heard about the idea, I went and I told my mom, my dad, and my brother. And my mom in particular was like, "You sure, girl? I hear people just get scammed so much with that. You sure that's a real thing?" My brother looked at me, he rolled his eyes, and my father was like, "Here she goes again." Because I've always been like the rebel in my family. I do whatever I want. Whenever I put my mind to something, I go and I just do it, right? Like, no one can talk me out of anything. But just that initial reaction from my family made me like, okay, I took a step back like, all right, maybe I really need to think this over. It sounds like it's such a drastic move, right? Flash forward now 2 years and something later, well, actually to be like closer to 4 years later, because the immigration process took like a year and a half. My mom lives with me here. My brother lives with me here. My father is already talking about sending his 2 younger boys, because he has 2 young children who both plan to come and study in Canada when they finish high school. So saying that just to say that sometimes when you take that leap of faith, it opens up an entire door for your entire family, but that exact same family will be the ones trying to deter you from going. And oh, let's not even talk about friends, right? So only tell persons who need to know. Because you know what, it really stems from, it can stem from jealousy. Persons just don't want to see you go. But most times I believe it stems from fear. Like, persons are afraid to see you get hurt. And the way that they avoid that is by discouraging you from taking huge risks. And let's face it, immigration is a huge risk, right? So don't tell anyone. If you're interested in settlement services, please click the link down in my bio. I offer settlement services for persons landing as temporary and permanent residents in Canada. So way number 2 to stay motivated during your immigration journey would be to set realistic timelines. So if you, according to what stream you're applying under, you could actually go into the Canadian government website and look at like the expected timeline for them to get back to you, right? Now I know it's human nature for all of us to want to have the shortest possible timeline. But that's just not mentally healthy to expect that, right? Because like for me, I remember when we got our invitation to apply, and I applied. At that time, we rented out our house, we sold our vehicles, we sold everything in our house, and we moved in with my mother. Because we thought that, you know, okay, well, it'll probably be 2 months. that we would get to go, get our passport request. No, those 2 months actually turned into 6 months. Those were the worst 6 months of my life. Having 2 young kids, having to still go to work with no vehicle. I had to be like begging my family to borrow their vehicles. Everyone was just like totally annoyed with me because at this time they're still thinking it's a scam, right? They're like, what is going on with you? You gave up everything you have, now you're stranded. You're like a bum, like a serious bum, so irresponsible, right? So it was the worst time of my life, and that could have all been avoided if I had really just set realistic timelines and hold off on making those big drastic moves until later on in the process, right? So set realistic timelines. Look at what stream you're applying under and set a timeline that matches that stream according to the expected timeline. Now, if it comes through quicker, good. But, like just prepare yourself mentally to wait, right? So the third and final way to stay motivated during your immigration process is to start planning, right? So this one really kind of pulled me through when I had moments of doubt, moments of like feeling a little depressed because like, what's going on? I'm waiting on this application to come through. It's not coming through. It's not coming through. Like, what's up with me? And why are they selecting me, right? I started actually planning and mapping out my life in Canada. So like, what are the things I want to do? What are the things I want to have? What are the things that I want to see when I get here? Like really start going, be imaginative, like be creative with it. Start to make those mental notes of things that you want. Start actually making physical notes, jot it down. Like one of the things that I knew I wanted was I wanted to own my own home within 2 years of landing. And I started to really talk and think about it in those times when I was doubtful and when I was really stressed and losing motivation. I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. This is how I'm gonna do it. This is why I'm gonna do it. And I kept like really thinking on it. So said, so done. Landed 2 years later, we now own our own home. So, but apart from that, it was a really good mechanism to keep me motivated in those times when I really felt like giving up. If you found this information very helpful, please like and subscribe. Comment down below other topics that you would like to see me cover, as well as other methods that you use to stay motivated during your immigration process. If you're about to land in Canada, let me know as well, and let me know where you're coming from. Hey, go over to Instagram, send me an inbox, say, hey, I came from YouTube, and let's have a discussion. Y'all have an amazing day, and remember, the journey is the prize.